Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome from my side. My name is Philipp Schulz. I am responsible for the business development at INVAO. INVAO is a global blockchain asset manager based in Liechtenstein, Berlin, and Dubai. Thank you very much that you find the time and also the interest to get the latest update about what happened last week in crypto. So the very first, and for me personally, the most interesting news was that 1/3 of big institutions already owns crypto assets. So when we look back to the days of end of 2017 and 2018, where Bitcoin peaked to 20,000 US dollars, this was all driven of retail money. So Bitcoin were everywhere in the local news, in the local newspaper, in the television. And so retail money, or especially retail investors, got the feeling of FOMO, fear of missing out, and they poured money into it without understanding it. Also, which is quite a funny story from my side, my beloved grandma also approached me end of 2017 to ask whether I can buy Bitcoin for her. I said no, because for me, when I see people entering a space without gathering all the knowledge, for me, it's a counter signal to liquidate my positions. So, but what happens right now here? So there was a main opinion over the last months that big institutionals are waiting on the sideline of the crypto space and waiting for the right moment to enter. But this already happened. So Fidelity, one of the largest asset managers with 2.6 trillion assets under management and a combined total customer asset value number of 6.7 trillion, surveyed nearly 800 institutions in the US and Europe. And the results were of this survey that across the US and Europe, 36% own cryptocurrencies or derivatives. In the US, 27% of institutions, also including pension funds, family offices, investment advisors, and digital and traditional hedge funds. So this is quite interesting. So I can also share some experience we faced with INVAO 1 year ago when we talked to those institutionals. They didn't want to know anything about cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, and blockchain. But this sentiment changed in the last 2 months because of the developing recession on a global scale. All the quantitative easing these central banks are doing right now. So institutions are looking for kind of a new component into their investment portfolios. And for me, it's quite an impressive number to see that already 1/3 of big institutions already own crypto assets. The next really interesting news is that the German stock exchange will list in Bitcoin ETP and an exchange traded product. So the UK-based investment firm INVAO Group plans to list the Bitcoin ETP on Germany's Xetra digital stock exchange in late June. So the Xetra is the biggest exchange in Germany with 90% of the trading volume of stocks and exchange listed funds, so-called ETFs. This is quite interesting because there were already huge efforts to get an exchange listed product on regulated exchange. It started already in 2016 in the US when an investment firm tried to get the approval by the SEC for their ETF. But the ETF until now didn't approve such proposals or blocked them in total. And right now, the BaFin, the Financial Market Authority of Germany, got their approval for this Bitcoin ETP. Last but not least, CocaCola vending machines in Australia and New Zealand now accept Bitcoin. So this is not an event of mass adoption, of course not, because we are talking here right now about 2,000 Coca-Cola vending machines, which are accepting right now Bitcoin as a payment. So the users, people have to install a mobile wallet to get access to this payment service. Nevertheless, also this network already joined Jack Daniels, KFC, and Adidas. So, like I said, this is not an event of mass adoption, but those are small steps which are leading in the future for some kind of a mass adoption. So, this happened last week in crypto. Thank you very much for your attention, and looking forward to the next episode next week when it's already time for what happened last week in crypto. Thank you very much. Have a great day and see you next week. Greetings from Berlin. Bye-bye.